Good morning. Hello, everyone. So ready to get moving today. It's a little gray out here in Portland and definitely feel like first things first, need some movement, need to kind of shake things off. We're going to be working on some back bends today. We're going to be doing some heart openers, deepening and strengthening our back bends, and learning how to prepare for back bends really safely, which is going to involve some opening of the shoulders, some opening of the hips, and core strengthening. So that's everything that we've got to look forward to today. Back bends are an awesome way to prepare yourself for the day, especially if you're tuning in early in the morning, as it is here. When we're ready to get started, we're going to begin actually lying down on your mat, which I know is kind of a sometimes too juicy of a spot to start first thing in the morning. You're like, oh, you could just fall back to sleep right here. So we're going to bring our spine down on the mat. Plant the soles of the feet down, and then knees are pointing up towards the sky, so we are about hips distance apart here. You'll soften the shoulder blades down your back, so kind of rolling the shoulder blades down a bit so that they settle down on either side of your spine. Hands are going to come down by your hips, and we'll flip the palms so that the palms are pressing into the mat. Let's close down through the eyes for a moment here, not too long. We don't want anyone to fall back asleep. And just take a few breaths here to settle down into your practice. Feel the weight of your body on the mat. Feel the energy of your breath beginning to move through you. Sending that breath all the way through the body, out to the extremities, all the way to the fingertips, toes, the crown of the head. And a few more deep breaths. Strong but gentle. At the bottom of your next exhale, we'll leave the eyes gently open. We're going to take the hands here and bring the hands to your hips. So use your pointer finger to maybe find that bony point of your hips that's coming up towards the sky right now, and then your thumbs can kind of come down and press a little bit into your belly here. And we're going to start with some hip tucks. And I just want you to have your hands on your hips so you can really feel kind of the anatomy that's happening here. So a hip tuck, we're going to imagine, you feel this arched part of your back. We're going to imagine, we will actually press that whole arched part of your back all the way down onto the mat. And you can feel as you do so, your hips actually kind of shifting back towards you here, pressing that low back into the mat, and your core engages ever so slightly, lower belly pulling into the spine. You can release when you're ready. Then we'll just take that a few more times. So initiate by tucking the pelvic bone back, pressing the low back into the mat. Feel that core engagement, and once the core engages kind of automatically, but then kind of exaggerate it a little bit. So pulling the low belly in, strengthening at that core, that move on the down on the, you can keep your hand at the hips, and then we'll release. We'll just do it one more time. So press the low back into the mat. Strengthen through the core. Feel the hip points. Exhale, we'll release all the way down. You can release the hands down. These are going to come into the chest. We'll wrap the arms around the knees and just gently rock side to side. So massaging that low back point that we were kind of working with. Take a deep breath here, and we're going to start with some spinal twists. So both knees are going to fall over towards the left side, stacking your right knee with your left. Gaze can turn over your right fingertips. Your left hand can stay out extended, or maybe add a little bit of extra weight on top of your top Breathing in here, so to stretch out through the spine. We'll just take one more breath. We're not here for too long. Just waking up the spine a little bit. Detoxing through the organs, bring knees up through center, and then head over to the right side. So again, this time my left knee is stacking over my right, and turns to the left. Relaxing that left shoulder right down onto the mat. Maybe adjusting ever so slightly if you feel it trying to pop up and off, and take another round of breath. And then let both knees come up through center, arms wrap around shins, and just one more little rock side to side here. And then we're going to gently release the soles of both feet onto the mat. And as gently as you can, work your way all the way up to the seat. Shift your sit bones to the center of the mat. Soles of the feet are going to come together, knees out wide. Ooh, feeling this one right away, this butterfly pose. Knees are out wide here. If you feel any tension in your knees, take the heels a little bit farther away from the pubic bone here. Hands can wrap around the feet. Fingers might come to clasp and lengthen through the spine. So starting with a really long, straight spine here. Imagine drawing up on the side bodies. Then we're going to gently start to press the heart forward. You're going to immediately feel this right at that inner thigh point, maybe a little bit into the hip crease. And as gently as you can, kind of work your way down with a flat back. So just bringing yourself to that edge point where you feel like, okay, my body can't really go any farther. That's the spot where we're going to hang out for a moment. Your elbows are kind of squeezing in here, maybe ever so gently pressing into your calves, kind of exaggerating this opening, but not doing anything that's going to hurt us or make us uncomfortable. We're really drawing forward with the heart. You'll take one more full round of breath. Really feeling all of the benefits of this posture. On an inhale, we're going to come back up to a seat. We're going to swing the legs around, coming into a tabletop pose. You can bring your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, tuck or untuck the toes. It's totally up to you. Let's take a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So on an inhale, draw your heart forward. You're going to tuck those hips back. Again, we've kind of been thinking about where our hip bones are in space already today. So tuck those hips up and back, heart peels forward. And then exhale, hips and tailbone is really going to draw under. So imagining initiating this movement with the bottom of the tailbone as we arch. Once you get to the top of this arch, pause for a moment and see if you can deepen it a little bit. Point the shoulder blades even maybe a little bit farther apart. Hold for a full round of breath at the top of this arch. And on the bottom of your exhale, start to gently bring those shoulder blades back together. Bring the heart forward, and as you do so, tuck the tailbone back. Arch takes you back, tucking the tailbone under, and then hold. Press into the palms, draw the shoulder blades a little bit farther apart. Bottom of your exhale takes you into this cat, or cow spine rather. Last time, just like that. Tailbone tucks, we're going to hold at the top of the arch for a full round. Press a little bit more firmly into the palms. Chin is tucking in towards your chest. And then from here, gently draw the seat all the way back to the heels. Forehead comes to the mat for child's pose. Walk your hands a little bit further in space, exaggerating the stretch. Forehead down. Take a full round of breath. Pause here. Maybe gently rock your third eye point side to side on the mat. From here, we're going to stretch the palms wide, press the fingertips firmly into the mat, and gently pull ourselves all the way back up into this tabletop. From here, we're going to extend your right foot back in space, hovering your right toes above the mat so that they're at this height. Inhale here, exhale, begin to bend into your top knee. Creating a little 90-degree angle here. Sole of your foot is pressing towards the sky. Heart goes forward and that spine is still nice and long. We're not tucking here, we're not arching. Nice straight spine, we're moving to pulse the sole of your foot towards the sky, breathing here. For 5. Last 4, stay strong and stable through that core for 3. Last 2. Last 1. We're going to take that right knee in towards your right armpit and gently step the right foot outside the right hand. So you're in the lizard pose here. You might walk your hands a little bit farther forward. You can make the stretch. You can even tuck your toes and shift your knee farther back in space. Drop those hips down low to deepen into that heart coming forward. But you've still got that big toe pointing towards the front of the room. Take a deep breath. Hold on the exhale. Hands are walking in underneath your shoulders. We're going to reach your right foot all the way back. So we're finding that extended tabletop pose. Rebend into that top knee. And this time your left hand is going to reach around. Maybe it finds the bind around your ankle. If you've got that bind or if you're reaching in that direction, we're going to begin to press the sole of the foot up towards the sky, opening up through the heart. Your shoulders are still swelling forward. If that right knee is trying to flare out, we're just drawing it gently back in line with our hips. Take a full round of breath, engage through the core, try not to crunch in the lower back. Exhale, release the heel, extend the left fingers out long. And at the same time, left hand, right knee, come back to the mat. Take a moment and wiggle out through the hips. You're shaking them out side to side. And then we'll come back to the center. This time, your left heel is going to press back. So again, finding this shape and then bending into that top knee, creating a 90-degree angle. Press firmly into that shin that's still rooted here. Press into your hands. Find that nice long spine. Flex into your foot, and then from here we're going to pulse. Pressing the sole of the foot towards the sky. Finding a little strengthening through the core, through that back leg. Now this for 5. Just 4 more. Stabilizing through the core for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Sole of the foot pressing up towards the sky. And then we step the foot just outside the left. Finding this movement on the other side. Hands might walk forward, toes might tuck a little bit further back. Woo! This one feels so good. Heart presses forward. Keep squeezing that left knee in towards your left shoulder, especially if it's trying to sway out a little bit. We've got another full round of breath, holding here. And then from here, hands walk back in underneath the shoulders just ever so slightly. And then we're going to reach that left heel all the way around behind us again. Bend into the left foot. And this time your right hand is going to reach around, maybe finding the bottom of your ankle. Press into that shin, stabilize. Square the shoulders forward. Press into the foot, maybe lifting the foot ever so slightly. Breathing in. I'm creating some tension between my fingers and my ankle by pressing that ankle back in space. Take another inhale. Exhale, we release left fingers and right hand, and then at the same time, bring everything back to the mat. Walk your hands about a foot forward. Gently begin to melt your chest down towards the mat for puppy pose. Forehead can come down as well. Maybe your chin and your chest can rest on the mat. Take a full round of breaths, maybe 2 or 3. We'll be here for a couple moments, opening up across the shoulders. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Nikki. Breathe in here. One more big inhale. Exhale, hands press into the mat. You're going to walk your hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Hips are pressing up high to the sky, gently bend into one knee and then the other as you arrive, walking out through that dog a little bit and taking your time to shift yourself into whatever feels good in this foundational posture. So you can wiggle the hips out side to side, press into the palms, do whatever you have to do. Take one more round of breath to settle. And then we'll all meet in some stillness with both heels reaching towards the mat, palms pressing up and out of the earth, hips reaching towards the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, come high up onto the tiptoes. Bend at the knees, look at the space between your hands, and we'll take 2 big steps up for the forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Nice long spine, hands can come to the shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, hands sweep overhead, palms come to meet. On the exhale, palms are going to press forward in space. Begin to bend through the elbows, so 2 90-degree angles here. And then maybe you start to hinge just beneath the shoulder blades. Your lower body, your core is still super long here. Just creating a little shelf just beneath the shoulder blades as your heart reaches towards the sky. You feel back bend. Fingers stretch wide. Inhale, bring the hands up and overhead, palms meet. Exhale, bend at the knees, fold all the way back down to your toes. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands plant, we're going to step to a high plank. Palms pressing firmly into the mat. Finding this high plank, core is engaged, pulling the low belly in towards the spine. Begin to shift the weight forward here, so shifting the shoulders ever so slightly past the wrists, coming up on the tiptoes. And then elbows are tight, we're going to lower all the way to the belly. Lowering slowly here, kind of to drop yourself all the way down. Inhale here, exhale, shift one forearm at a time down to the mat, finding a sphinx pose. And shift yourself a little bit farther back. This is always the pose when I realize that my mat isn't as long as I think for some reason. So in your sphinx pose, notice your lower back. It's so easy here, I think, to want to just really release your whole belly onto the mat. And as you do so, you can crunch that low back a little bit. This point just above your tailbone. But we want to be really active here. So imagine that you can lengthen that tailbone, you can lengthen the low back by drawing your tailbone kind of down and back, tucking the hip points up and in, and engaging through the core. So as I do so, I'm gently pulling my mid-body kind of up and off the mat. Forearms and palms press firmly in here. Take a big breath. My left hand is going to come to point at a 45-degree angle, pointing my left fingers towards the top corner of my mat. And then from here, my right heel begins to gently squeeze in towards my butt. Right hand reaches around. We're going to find a bind with the top of the foot and the right hand. Square the shoulders forward again, but still really engage in that core length from the low back. And then from here, use the foot and gently begin to squeeze it in towards your center line. You feel a big opening across the front of the shoulders. Gaze is forward, the heart is so strong. Take another big breath. Exhale, release the bind. Your right forearm comes back to the mat. Take that left forearm to point forward. We're just going to take that same angle with the right side. Left heel squeezes in. Left hand comes around to find the bind. Connecting with the inside arch of that left foot. Begin to gently press your left foot in towards the center line. Squeezing it in towards center and ever so slightly towards the back of the mat. Keep squaring those shoulders forward. Notice if you're kind of trying to twist open to the left side. Maybe you have a little less of a flex in that back foot. Take another full round of breath. We'll release on the exhale. Those forearms come back to the mat. Tuck the toes, hips left forearm in. Inhale here, exhale. Walk the toes in, find your dolphin pose. Hips reaching up towards the sky, both heels are reaching down towards the mat. Elbows are shoulder distance apart, squeezing them in tight. Imagine here that you could press your forearms gently away from each other, even though you're staying perfectly stuck to the mat. Take a big breath. And then both at the same time, I'm going to press into the palms and lift up through the forearms, downward facing dog. Inhale, hug your tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees. Look at the space between your hands. Hop or step, fixing forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead, palms meet. Exhale, palms forward, cactus, make that little shelf between your shoulders. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands back. High plank is where we need. Inhale here, exhale. This time lower one at a time onto the forearms. Palms press into the mat. Hips are in this nice long line with your heels and your shoulders. And then moving to walk the toes in, dolphin pose. Again, press into the palms, lifting those hips up high, then up and out of the shoulder blades a little bit here. One more inhale. Exhale, press into both palms, rise, downward dog. Inhale, hug your tiptoes. Exhale, bend at the knees, look at the space between your hands, hop or step, fixing forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, hands sweep up and overhead. Exhale, fold back to your toes. Oops, we missed a little back bend here, so we'll come back up to that. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands sweep up and overhead. Exhale, find that cactus. Little back bend. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold to the toes. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, takes you back, high plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower to the forearms. Inhale here, exhale. This time we're going to release the hips down to the mat, untuck the toes for space. Find your space, feel the heart through the hands. Lengthen through the low back. And then tuck the toes. Find your dolphin pose. Hips up to the sky. Inhale here, exhale, press into both palms. Downward facing dog. Inhale, hug the tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look at the space between your hands. This time, 2 big steps or a hop takes you forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. Exhale, cactus. Find your back bend. Pulling up through nice and straight through the low body here. Inhale, re-extend your hands. This time, right foot steps to the center of your mat. Left toes are going to step all the way back, high crescent. Inhale here. Hold on the exhale. Don't deepen the bend in that front knee. Press into the bottom end of that back foot and lengthen out to the back leg. One more inhale. Exhale. Gently lower your back knee to tap the mat and then lift it back up. Lower to tap. Lift it up. Lower to tap. Lift it up. Last time, lower that back knee all the way to the mat. Your right hand is going to sweep back. And begin to kick that back heel in towards your glute. Maybe finding the vine around the top of your foot. Left fingers reach all the way up to the sky. Long through the left side body. And you can ever so slightly press that back foot into your back hand. Your hips are still squaring forward. A little bit of a twist in that upper body. One more big inhale. Exhale. Release the body with your back foot. Simple twist. Left hand to the mat, right fingers reach. Tuck and lift that back leg. Inhale here. Exhale, both hands to the inside of your right knee. Gently wiggle your right foot out in space. You're finding our lizard pose. Hips drop down. Breathe in here. Active, we're staying up and lifted through that back knee. Palms plant, right foot steps back to meet left, find your high plank. Inhale here, exhale, gently lower through the forearms. Big breath. Holding onto that forearm plank. From here, we're going to find a little bit of a forearm push-up. So gently relaxing through the shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades together and press the chest towards the mat, and then lift back up. Twice more. Relax with the shoulders, press the chest towards the mat, then lift back up. Super strong with the shoulder blades. Last time. Lift back up. Lower the knees, lower the hips, Sphinx pose. Inhale here, exhale, forehead releases to the mat this time. Hands come to sweep behind the low back, and fingertips come to clasp. Press your clasped fingers towards the back of the room, and as you do so, pull your shoulder blades down your back. This action is going to begin is the catalyst to lift your chest, your head, chest, and shoulders up and off the mat. Big toes are together, pressing those shins rather, the tops of your feet into the mat. Lift up a little higher. Exhale, release everything down. Both hands come to plant on either side of your rib cage. Tuck the toes and either move through tabletop or press right up, high plank. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Take a full round of breath. Hold on the exhale. Inhale, head to tiptoes, bend at the knees, look at the space between your hands. Hop or step takes you forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, hands sweep high. Exhale, practice and bend. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, left foot forward, right toes to the back of the mat. High pressing on the other side. Pressing and lengthening out to that back leg, squaring the hips forward. Find your strength. Engage through the core. One more big inhale. Exhale, gently lower that back knee to tap and lift it back up. Lower to tap 4 times. Lift it up. Lower to tap. Lift it up. Last time, we lower the knee all the way down this time. Left hand sweeps down and comes to find a binder on the top of your right foot. Right fingers reach up to the sky. Press the top of your foot into your hand. Lift and lengthen. One more full breath. Exhale, simple twist. Right hand to the inside of your left foot. Tuck the back toes and straighten the back leg. Inhale here. Exhale, lizard. Both hands to the inside of your left foot, maybe heel toeing that left foot out for a little bit more space. Pause in your active lizard for a full round of breath. We're holding, we're breathing. And then gently step your left toes back to meet your right, find high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, left forearm, right forearm, lower all the way down. 3 of those little forearm push-ups. So drawing the shoulder blades together, letting the chest drop. Press and lift. Shoulder blades together. Press and lift. Last time, shoulders together. Press and lift. Lower the knees. Lower the hips. Sphinx pose. Inhale here, exhale, forehead to the mat. Hands clasped behind the low back. Big toes together. Find the awkward or the goofy grip with your hands this time. Reach the knuckles towards the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and down the back. And use that as a catalyst to lift head, chest, and shoulders. Strong through the core. Pressing the pelvic bone and the hip bones into the mat here. We're lifting up. One more inhale. Exhale, forehead back to the mat, release your hands. Work your way to downward facing, moving through tabletop or that high plank. Meeting downward facing dog for a full round of breath. When you're ready, inhale the tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees and get the space between your hands. Hop or step takes you forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward. Inhale, hands sweep up and overhead, palms meet. Exhale, right foot forward, left foot back, high crescent. Inhale here, exhale this time, palms forward and high crescent. Cactus and bend through the elbows, creating that little shelf of your shoulder blades for the back bend. Deepen the bend in your front knee, stay nice and strong. Re-extend your legs, or re-extend your arms rather. Inhale here, exhale, lower that back knee to tap and left. Lower to tap, lift. Lower, lift. Last time, bring that knee all the way to the mat. Right hand sweeps down, draw this nice big arc with your right fingertips. And then find that bind at the top of your back foot. Left fingers reach high. Big inhale. Exhale, this time we're going to shift out of this pose. Left fingers are also going to draw this nice big arch. And we're going to reach the left fingers around to find the bind as well. If this bind is a little bit too much, maybe you've got a towel, a strap nearby, you can always use the strap to catch that back foot as well. Or just reach the heel in that direction, reaching your hands back too. Pause for a moment here. Heart presses forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and press the foot into the hands. Take an inhale. Exhale, release the bind. Both hands come to frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, and lift that back knee. Walk both hands towards the left side, finding a wide-legged fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Lengthen out to this line. I'll switch around. Exhale, fold. Hands come to the hips. Engage at the core. And we're going to lift all the way up. Inhale here. Exhale, take the hands and switch them to the low back. Squeezing the elbows together. Palms or fingertips rather are pointing towards the bum. Nice and strong here. Kind of like a power stance. Big toes are pointed forward, bend at the knees just ever so slightly, and we're going to hinge all the way back down into that fold, but keeping those elbows tightened together, heart pressing forward. Take a big full breath. Exhale, press into the soles of the feet, lift all the way back up to stand. Release the hands and bring them all the way up and overhead. Inhale here, exhale, Skandasana at the back of your mat. Left toes point out. Bend into that back knee and hands towards the hip. Inhale here. Hold on the exhale. We're going to shift all the way forward to our lizard pose, bending into that front foot, both hands inside of the knee. Inhale here, exhale, step back, high plank. Inhale on your high plank, exhale, lower the forearms. Inhale here, exhale, reload forearm push-ups. Strengthening through the shoulders here. Moving on your own breath. And then gently releasing into space. Inhale here, exhale, forehead all the way to the mat. Hands come to clasp behind the low back. Press the knuckles back in space. Squeeze the shoulder blade and lift head, chest, and shoulders. This time maybe big toes come together and lift through the feet as well. Take a full round of breath at the top, maybe find a little bit more lift. Exhale, release everything down. This time the hands come to plant. We're all going to work our way up to a tabletop pose, and then find your puppy dog. So hands walk forward in space. Release forehead, release chest. Take a full round of breath. Pressing the tops of the feet and the shins into the mat. And then press into the palms and the forearms. Gently lift up through the head. We're going to bend the elbows and find dolphin pose. Toes tucked, maybe walking in so that your hips rise. Pressing into the forearms, find a little bit more breath, engage at that core, and knit in your lower floating ribs, especially if you're trying to splay out of it. Take a breath. Press into the palms, down the dog. Inhale, head to toes. Exhale, bend the knees and get the space between your hands. Hop or step, hips and forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, to forward. Inhale, hands sweep open overhead. Exhale, left foot forward, right toes back, high hips. Inhale here, exhale, palms forward, cactus. Find that back bend. So this time, your lower body is still super strong, super stable. Back bend just coming from that shelf with control. Inhale, we extend the arms. Exhale, lower your back knee to tap the neck. Lower to tap and left. Lower to tap and left. This time, lower your back knee all the way down. Left hand draws the arch and finds that back foot. Right fingers reach high and pause. And then your right fingers sweep around, draw that little arch as well, come to meet the foot, or reach in that direction. Settle and soften through the hips. Press the back foot into the hands and open wide across the heart. Big inhale. Big exhale. Release the bind, both hands frame the front foot, and tuck the back toes runner's lunge. Walk your hands towards the right side to find a nice wide leg fold. Release all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway, then walk under your shoulders, then hands come to your hips. Engage through the core, come all the way up to stand. Hands are going to come to the low back again this time. Fingertips pointed towards the bum, elbows squeezing in tight. Inhale here. Exhale, bend at the knees, fold all the way down. Take a full round of breath, nice and broad across the chest. Elbows, shoulder blades squeezing in together. And then we're going to lift all the way back up to stand. Take the hands up and overhead, and then hands pull into prayer as we lower to Sandasana. Inhale here. Exhale, hands and no hands. We're going to shift forward and find that lizard pose. Inhale here. Hold on the exhale. Both hands plant on the mat. Step back to your high plank. Lower down to the forearms one at a time. And then find those shoulder push-ups. The forearm push-up side. Collapsing through the shoulders. And then strengthening and pressing back up. Breathing through. So strong. Last time we meet in that stance. And then lower the knees, untuck the toes. Big breath. Forehead comes to the mat. Hands sweep behind the low back. Goofy grip, reach the knuckles back in space, big toes together. Lift up your head, chest, and shoulders. Lift the toes. Full round of breath at the top. Maybe you find a little bit more height than you had when you first arrived. Then we lower everything down. Hands come to plant on either side of the rib cage. We're going to press all the way up to tabletop, and then find your plank. Fingers walk about a foot forward, head, chest, and shoulders release to the mat. Maybe your chin comes to the mat as well. Pause here for the full round. Breathing and holding. One more round of breath. Lift up through the head. Take a look at your palms, at your forearms at the top of the mat. And then press into those forearms as we shift onto the forearms and the elbows, toes tucked, dolphin pose. Hips to the sky, core is engaged. Hold your breath. Press into both palms, lift the elbows. Inhale here, exhale, high the tiptoes. Next, deep bend your knees and put the space between your hands. Hop a step, kicks and forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, to fold. Inhale, hands sweep up and overhead. Exhale, we're going to fold all the way back to your toes. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands plant, step to high plank. And then elbows in tight as we lower all the way to the belly. Hands come out wide in a T. Begin to roll onto your left side. Bring your right hip to stack on top of your left. Right hand to tense in front of the face. Right foot can step just behind the left. And either keep the hand in front of the body or take your right hand around your back. Another option here as well, if you want to add on, you can take that bottom foot into the hip crease of your right hip, finding a little half lotus of that bottom leg. Take a moment and breathe, feel the opening across the chest. You've got that lotus in your little opening in the hips. And then we'll gently release your foot all the way down. You can take that lotus spine. Both feet come to stack, and we're going to roll back into the big T. Forehead to the mat, let's take it to the other side. Stacking left hip over right. Left foot steps behind. Maybe your left hip comes around, or maybe you find that half lotus line in your right foot. Opening up wide across the chest. Take 2 full rounds. Pause here, feel the opening in your heart. And release your right foot all the way back down to the mat. And roll back into this big T. Inhale here, exhale. Both hands are going to come to plant on either side of your rib cage. And we're going to start to move into bow pose here. So starting first by squeezing your right heel in towards your right glute. Right hand reaches around to find the bind around the top foot. Left hand squeezes, or left foot squeezes, and left hand finds the bind. Breathing through here. Just like in that Superman pose, we're going to start by bringing the shoulders down the back, lifting head, chest, and shoulders. From here, press the foot into the hands, and let that help you rise up through the lower body as the upper body reacts as well. If your knees are splaying out, draw them back in hip distance. Breathing through here, find a little bend. Now, super silly. You can stay right here. This is a great spot to be. Or if you want to take your bow pose into something a little bit less glamorous, you're going to take your bow and roll all the way over towards your left side. Kind of like a flopping fish. Take a moment here, and then come back up through that high boat and roll onto your right side. Or high bow, rather. Inhale here, exhale, we'll all come up from center, and release down onto the mat. Bring your left ear to the mat, gently windshield wiper through the feet. Breathe in. And then you can release the feet back down, press to child's pose. In this child's pose, bring your knees together, hands come to release down by your hips. So full counter stretch to that big back down. Take another breath. extend forward in space, and we're just going to head into that bow one more time, or head in that direction wherever you're working on now. So begin to shift forward, lower all the way back down to the belly. Squeeze the heels in towards the seat. Bring my hands around and find your belly. Again, start by drawing the shoulder blades down and back. Lift up your head, chest, and shoulders. And then maybe press the feet into the hands to lift back to the feet. Hold at the top. Breathe in here. Maybe kind of a little bit more lift. Squeezing those knees in together. They're not touching, but they will stitch distance apart, which is going to feel like they're squeezing in pretty tight. Take another inhale, exhale, release everything back down to the mat. This time, right here comes down. Gently lift your right leg. We'll release the feet all the way back down to the mat. Hands come to either side of the ribcage and press back to that child's pose again. Drawing knees together and hands down by the hips. Take a nice big inhale. Hold on the exhale. Hands extend forward in space. Let's shift up to tabletop and then downward dog. Inhale here, hold on the exhale. Inhale, high tiptoes, exhale, and deep bend in the knees. Keep the space between the hands. Half a step, facing forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, hands scoot up and overhead. Exhale, hands come to clasp behind the low back. Draw the knuckles back in space. Hinge at the knees and fold down. Hands can forward and overhead. Take a big breath. Release both hands to the mat. We'll just take it through a sun salutation, keeping the body nice and warm. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands plank. Step or hop back to high plank and lower through a tunnel. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog. Exhale, back down to facing. Inhale here. Exhale, high to the tiptoe. Keep the space between the hands. Proper step takes you up to the floor. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to float. Begin to bend the knees. We're going to come all the way into a little toe balance at the top of your mat. Hands will come together. Inhale here, exhale, drop the hips all the way down, extend the legs out long. Pressing the heels forward in space. Take your hands to the bum and move kind of the fleshy part away so that you can press the pointy part of your sits bones into the mat. Press through the heels, lengthen through the spine. We're going to gently hinge with the hips, walking ourselves forward with a flat back, putting our Vinyasa. Bringing ourselves just to that edge point in this fold, and then once we found it, that's where we can begin to round. Still drawing forward with the heart, head is the activator here. You can some length in the spine, go around a little bit of rounding. Hold for 3 rounds of breath. Really trying to send the breath deep into the back, deep into the spine. Backbend requires so much spinal work. When you're ready, we're going to begin to walk ourselves up to a seat. Soles of the feet plant. We'll lower the spine all the way down. Starting out with some bridge poses here. So your knees are hips distance apart. Hands come back down to the hips. Begin first with that same little tuck of the hips, pressing the low back into the mat that you started last with. But this time do it without your hands there, just feeling the motion of the hips through the body. So press that low back into the mat, hold there, engaging through the core, and then imagining that that same motion can continue. So that same tucking up and under Belly begins to lift your hips up to the sky. Finding your bridge pose as you arrive, you might walk in one shoulder blade in the other. Maybe hands come to clasp. Knees are still squeezing into hip distance again, we're not slaying them out. Create a little bit of space between your chin and your chest. Breathe at the top. And gently release your hands, walk the shoulder blades out, and lower down one vertebrae by vertebrae. So rolling down through the spine rather than just dropping the hips all the way down. We'll take it once more just like that. Palms plant, start by tucking the hips, engaging at the core. And gently feel all the way up into that bridge. Walk in one shoulder blade at a time. Maybe find the clasp with your hands, no awkward grip this time. Press into the soles of the feet and have a little bit more left. Inhale here. Hold on the exhale. Release the hands, release through the shoulders, and come all the way down. Draw the knees into your chest this time. Arms wrap around the shins and just gentle rock side to side, massaging that low back point that's doing so much work for us. I'm going to take one final back bend here. And two options, you can take that bridge pose again, or if you'd like to work into full wheel, we're going to start in the same shape. Start with that tucking of the pelvic bone, that engaging of the core. But this time, hands are going to come to sweep up and over and plant on either side of our ears, just above our shoulders. Elbows come up to the sky, fingertips are coming back towards your shoulders here. Press into the soles of the feet. Again, you've got that little hip tuck here. Press into the soles of the feet, and in one fluid motion, we press into the hands, the feet, we rise all the way up through our back. Breathing at the top. Pressing the hips up high to the sky, squeezing through the glutes. Knees are still just 6 inches apart here. Gaze can come down towards the mat. Keep breathing when you arrive at the top of your wheel. It's so easy to lose the breath in back bends. Find at least one more big inhale here. On an exhale, we're going to release all the way down, but not pausing at the top of our head. So tucking your chin into your chest, releasing down vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way back down to the mat. Arrive here, and then release your weight for your knees side to side. Pausing for a moment, resetting. And then we'll find a little counter stretch and happy baby. So knees come through center. And then knees are going to fall into your chest and peel out towards your armpits. Hands can come to the outside edges of your feet, or maybe coming a bar around your big toes. Again, add those rocks side to side. I've noticed from watching so many videos myself doing yoga now that pretty much any time that I can find a little rock or a little movement in the pose, it seems like I do. So it's a pretty nourishing spot to be. So definitely give it a try. And then we'll bring the soles of the feet together, knees backward towards your chest. And as gently as you can, begin to extend your legs out long, finding your final shape of class today. Extending the legs out long, taking the mat distance apart or maybe a little bit wider. Hands can either come down by your hips, or for one last big heart opener, you take the hands up and overhead, palms and come to stop. Close down through the eyes and relish in this Shavasana for as long as you can. Maybe turning off the screen now if you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes that you can be here, or hanging out with me for just 10 rounds of breath. Begin to bring your awareness back to your physical self. Focusing on the rise and fall of the chest, feeling the body heavy on the mat. When you're ready, maybe bring fingers and toes into some movement. Having some little wiggles or rolling out through wrists and ankles. Maybe rubbing the eyes, rubbing the face. And then taking a big pencil stretch, fingers and toes along the opposite directions. And as gently as you can, working your way all the way up to a comfortable seat where we'll close with one final breath. My favorite way to close a class. Hands can rest on the thighs, palms can meet at heart center. Begin by emptying all the air out of the body, emptying yourself completely. Let it drain, let it go, whatever you don't need. Take a big long inhale in the nose and fill up every pocket of air you can find behind the temples and the neck and the shoulders, the chest between the ribs. Fill up a little bit more. Exhale, open your mouth and sigh it out. Thank you all so much for moving with me today. If you aren't already a Digital Studio member, we do offer a bunch of Zoom classes throughout the week, so you can move with your peers on the mat, you can have a little feedback from your teachers. There's more information about the Digital Studio on our website. I hope to move with you guys all again soon. Again, thanks so much and have a beautiful rest of your day. Hopefully the sun is going to come out and greet you wherever you happen to be. Lots of love.